Why do you keep on trying to bother her? What?
Holy shit, the door just slammed. Are you a demon? What the fuck was that?
Say that again.
Did I say yes?
Yeah, I heard yes. Are you What is going on?
And we are back. What's up,
everybody?
guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Hopefully I
good.
don't knock the rig over here.
I know, right?
Jeremiah and his tiny little table.
He's been demoted to the children's table. so-
right. I can't even scoot up under it.
We don't even have room for your drink. You know?
I know, right? That's,
Yes, sir.
Well, welcome to episode 67, everybody. We're just trucking right along. Hopefully everyone's doing well tonight. We'll get started. This is the Cryptic Heartland Show. Remember to share, like, subscribe, all that. I can't really think to memorize all that stuff.
Tell a friend.
Just like everything you can do with it.
Right.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Tell a friend. Tell a
All that
hooker.
stuff.
Tell anybody.
Yeah, tell lots of.
Tell school children. It's PG-13, right? Well, fuck it is.
sometimes, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, really? My camera's not. My camera came on with my high-tech engineering here.
Well, so how's everybody doing tonight?
Freaking fantastic.
Fantastic?
Sure.
Fantastic.
We'll go with that.
I just got back from Missouri and it was freaking colder and shit out there.
Yeah.
Woke up to 13 degree weather out there.
Were you sleeping outside?
No.
No. Well,
Just we got up early so we could get back in town, but went outside, man. It was beautiful out there with all the snow, but then you get here and it's 45 and sunny and it's just big change between the two, but sounds like we've got some new locations that are coming our way. Got a surprise one I'm going to share with you guys tonight.
Oh, that's
Everything
cool.
Like that. Oh, I'm not telling you.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
bite me then.
I said.
Yeah,
Don't get Jeremiah worked up and knock over his whole setup.
Oh, the
It'll
whole,
take him 2
the whole
seconds.
show will be crashing down tonight.
Yep.
But no,
I'm just going to take a break here then.
No, looking forward to doing more private investigations instead of just always public and everything like that.
Right.
Getting back to how we started and everything, so it'll be nice. I know Dan, who can't make it, Rose's not here, Michelle's not here, but
Yeah.
um,
Before we begin, I actually want to give a shout out to somebody.
Nope.
Excuse me.
Nope.
I want to say what's up to Dying Drill Dick Wizard. That's your metal name, remember?
Oh yeah.
The one you didn't like.
Yeah.
That's Jeremiah's nickname from now on. Dying Drill Dick Wizard.
Well, that's
Had too much fun with that.
I'm not.
post.
I don't, honestly, because I posted two. One, because
Yeah.
my first name Daniel, but
Right.
everyone calls me Jeremiah.
I know
So
you- that's why you couldn't change it.
the other one was just as bad. I honestly don't know which was worse.
If you read through them all, you really can't make a good one. Well, I mean, they're all good. But
Okay, you pick either that or it's dying jizz wizard.
Yeah.
either way, it's awesome.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you. I've been waiting all week to say that.
Waits for live.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, mine's Bloody Clip Beast, so that's metal as fuck. So. Okay, now we can begin.
Iron just
I don't even know how
discharge
to.
right here.
I don't even know how to follow that up. You know, it's like,
Yep.
that's the show right there.
Metal,
Learn our nicknames and leave.
metal.
Metal as fuck.
Yeah.
So, anyways, okay. Proceed. You were saying we have some maybe possibly new locations
Yeah,
and
you were
things. and
saying.
we're not going to do as much. Well, we'll still do we'll do public investigations, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've already got
Depot.
out there Depot on
Depot coming
January
up.
26th.
Yeah.
Depot's awesome place.
yeah.
I love that place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
cool.
wait for that.
Last few times we were out there, we had some crazy stuff going on. So,
There's
Yeah.
always crazy stuff.
can't wait
at
to
that
go
place.
back. Yeah, it just took a different change
Yeah.
for us, anyways. Yeah. So it was interesting when we're getting actual names.
Yeah, from even before you started, it was different. Now it's even
Differenter.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
completely
Low different.
changed from the time even before you started. So yeah, that place just keeps changing with the more that we bring to it. It seems like the more it changes. So
Definitely.
no, got a chance to. I need to contact them. I said I was going to do that as soon as I get back in town, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. But our own ghost town.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Town.
Yeah,
Ghost
Not,
town.
not a place, town. Yeah.
town.
So,
Yeah, so
that could be
Where's that?
interesting.
I'm not telling. I'm not saying.
You already told me, so I'll tell. It's in. No, he
No,
didn't tell me. He told me
it's going to be
whereabouts.
adjacent to one of our public events.
Oh, yeah.
It's about 17 miles away from it, so and everything. So we'll do public event in one place, and then we'll do like the next night probably, or swap it however we want to do it. Probably do the Ghost Town probably first night and everything, but just something fun to do. They're very excited. The board has actually approved it, so
Nice.
we're good to go. Until we get more information and everything, won't say exactly where it is, but
Stay tuned.
yes, yeah. I'm pretty sure there won't be any electricity, but there may be. I don't know.
It's all right. We're about to
Yeah?
have some. We're about to have some new toys come the first of the year, and we won't need no stinking electricity for some of them. So
That'll work. I like the
Pretty good.
handheld stuff better anyway.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
dragging out cords. You want to talk about something they don't show you on TV?
How much of a pain in the ass.
Dragging out cords forever. You guys been doing it longer, but
What
you
the
drag out cords forever and then hope they work when you
and
get
then,
them all where
yeah,
they're
when you
going.
get it out drawn out there, and then you go to hook it up to the camera, to the DVR, and then it doesn't work. So yeah, it's pain in the ass, but I'm looking forward to better
places-
better stuff,
new
more
places, more
update.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be good. It's
Yeah.
gonna be good. And then Dan's got us going to a restaurant, house coming
you,
soon.
You guys see the picture of that house?
I did.
I did.
Can't wait.
Creepy looking old place.
Yep.
I like it. I want to go there.
If I can get you guys up to Missouri, I'd take you guys to the house that I showed you
I know,
today.
right?
I sent him a picture. I'll show you later. It's be something. It's kind of within my family past and stuff like that. But old abandoned house,
Nice.
2-story farmhouse,
Yeah.
all out in the middle of nowhere. So it would be nice too, but absolutely no electricity, and I have no idea what's living in the house right now.
There's only one way to find out.
Down in the cellar, I'm pretty sure you could figure out what's going to live down there. So, but no, it's gonna be a lot of good things coming. What's new for you? Put you on the spot.
Right quick,
Yeah, I know.
just so you guys know, something happened up again with the Facebook stream. It's not up on Facebook right now, but I will theoretically here in about 10 minutes have it up and going.
Okay.
Theoretically.
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 Facebook, I swear, Facebook is just not.
It's finicky. I hate that. It's such a powerful platform, but it's so finicky.
Well, the last
And they
month-
don't play well with anyone.
It's
Yeah.
like soldiers are looking in and making sure we're not nude or
Okay.
saying things he can put us in Facebook jail for.
No, it's just for the last month or so, it's been a kind of a pain in the ass for all that. But at least we have YouTube, and it's kind of going steady here. So
You going to say with YouTube?
yeah,
You're,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Don't jinx it. Don't
Okay,
jinx it.
I won't jinx it. I won't. All right. Well, once Leo gets back,
He left.
wherever he went.
Leo's gone.
Yep.
He's just the voice. Never mind the man behind the curtain.
Right.
So, any topics you guys have right off the top of your head?
Let's talk about bunnies. We never talk about bunnies enough.
Hey, there's that one bunny guy, the
You
guy
should
dressed
only-
up in the bunny suit or face, you know,
You should
down in
only
the
hunt
tunnels.
them in winter.
Oh. Do what?
Well, you should only hunt them in winter.
Why?
That way, most of the ones with rabbit fever are dead.
Oh, okay.
When it gets cold, they die.
Gotcha.
So most of them are safe to eat.
Wow.
I just saw your alien guy in the eyeball. I'm like, what the hell is that? Awesome. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Shiny things. Topics wise, let's see. What's been going on out there in the world today? Same old stuff. A lot of Bigfoot.
Yeah, still seeing blurry Bigfoot photos. There's a different trail cam picture that came out.
Was there?
Yeah, my brother sent it to me. I had seen it, but I didn't click on it and watch the video for it. But he sent it to me and I watched it. They just have a printed out photograph of it, but you can go either way. It's either somebody, walking away from the trail cam
Mm-hmm.
in a suit, or it's Bigfoot, or it's a bear kind of going up on an incline. I don't
I
know.
think, is that the one that's up?
Squatchable actually had it on
Maybe that's what I saw.
just recently, so that's where I saw it, and he sent it to me. So I watched it just because if he sent it to me, I figure, well, it's got to be worth a shot, because he usually doesn't like
Check
viewing anything that's not, if it looks stupid or anything like
For, is there any
that.
story to it? Do they check for tracks? Do they?
I don't know if they checked for tracks or if they've had a lot of activity in that area. They just checked the cam, and there it was, as if it was passing through and stuff. The thing is, the hair on it does not look bare, because it's very stringy and kind of dangling off of the legs and arm. Looks like the arms and stuff. But at the same, and it has really broad shoulders, but the legs just look pretty small. And so my first reaction was like, well, that's a bear. But as my brother even pointed out, the feet look too big to be, a small bear's, feet. But I don't know. It almost looks like maybe it's kind of going up on an incline, so maybe that's what distorts the legs maybe a little bit. But
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's
But
all.
it's out there, so if you guys ever go to squatchable.com,
Yeah.
or it's on Facebook as well. So
Yeah. Kind of saw one recently where it was up in the tree, supposedly.
I didn't see that.
And,
That's the one that jumps down and gets you.
well, I hope. But I looked at the damn video for a long ass time. I couldn't tell anything. It was looked like the shadows of the trees. I didn't see it moving, but
Was it Blob Squatch?
it wasn't even blob. It was black. You don't know if it's a black bear, but they swore up and down it was possibly one. And
Okay,
even-
Facebook's live.
Okay, I was going to post. Thanks, sir. That's
Well-
what I was getting.
Thank you, Facebook, for finally catching up.
Well,
Okay.
we have some new tricks on Restream.io too, so that helped. That used to because used to you had to schedule it out 10 minutes.
Right. I remember
And
that.
but there's a new feature on Restream that I just found out about this week. It's only a couple of weeks old, but I just found out about it in the last couple of days, where you can turn even custom feeds, which Facebook has to be registered as a custom
Right.
feed. You can even turn custom feeds off and on from Restream and not have to. You still have to connect it through Facebook, but you don't have to schedule it 10 minutes out.
Gotcha.
So.
Yep. Nice.
Computer.
Well, welcome everybody who's joining us from Facebook.
Yep. Hey, Stephanie.
Sorry for the delay on Facebook, but if you want to catch that insanely exciting first 10 minutes,
Yeah.
You can go back and catch it on YouTube, or
Yeah.
15 minutes, I guess.
You'll catch their nicknames that they shout it out.
No idea what you're talking about. Hey Jeremiah, you're a little darkened, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm working
Well-
on getting ready to work on that right
Yeah,
now.
you're fine.
Jeremiah's kind of sitting at the child's
Well,
table tonight. So,
Yeah,
you know.
that happened when my
Camera.
brilliant engineering job on the camera
Yeah.
came loose. So
He's got a really nice tan going on.
hey, I'll take it.
Nice.
So
And
it-
I kind of like this because it hides all the gray in my beard.
Oh Jesus. Well, quick, turn some on my side because I have a bunch of gray too. Damn it. What's going on?
Oh, you
Sorry.
lost it. So, anything top of your head you want to talk about tonight?
Hair?
Is that going thin?
No.
Ah, sorry.
No way. No, I cut it close, bro. It's just no brain up there. That's why. Let's see what else we got going on. I got on
There we go. That's a little
Thank-
better.
Oh, we've got stuff in the works and everything. For Facebook users, we've got January 26th for the Depot Theater. Again, another public event. There's already tickets being sold. There's already been tickets bought for
Yeah.
it. So,
nice.
so yeah, so it's already going pretty good. So I'm excited
it'll
for that.
sell out. So
Up to 30 people. So
and
Nah,
they'll
sure.
all
as long as Roth's not in charge.
35.
It'll-
48.
Oh man, I don't think we could do that there. Really.
Yeah.
that's
You
that would be
know-
bleeding into each other.
Maybe.
If you
Unless we
put
can
Roth
talk.
put Roth in charge, and we may end up with
Too
60.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say we can do it at Wilson, where there is not much area. We can make it Depot work.
we could.
But
We could.
Hopefully, we don't have to.
Yeah.
But
I want people to actually experience something and not
Yeah.
be like overcrowded by so many people. That's the thing I want to try and cut back on this year is this coming year is not having so many people in so many areas, cutting back on the overkill
yeah,
basically.
no, I know. 'Cause, A, the place doesn't perform like it should, and
Yeah.
you just got too much contamination going on. It seems like so it's better to not have it as crowded.
And may have some public things coming up here in Wichita too. So
Wow,
That would be nice.
I know, but I'm still waiting on an
I
answer.
might actually get to go to one of
Don't
those.
believe when I see it.
Well, what
not you. I meant the.
what I propose.
He meant both of you.
Okay. Yes. Go
what,
ahead.
what I
You're gonna propose to
proposed.
us? Oh, that's
What I
cute.
did propose was that
Yes.
not to just
No,
do
I
once.
won't.
Oh, you know I will.
Man, I can't. I'm done.
And that was our chance at Wichita. No, go ahead. Get on down on one knee. Propose. Let's hear it.
So I asked them for a chance to do not just one time, but on multiple times. 2-3 times a month, maybe, possibly, since it's here local.
Yeah.
Working on another big one here in Wichita too. That maybe at the might know about 2-3 weeks. So, and I already told Roth that I'm working on something there, but I wasn't telling you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have you guys meet me somewhere in downtown, and then you guys just follow me to the location because I think it's gonna be good.
Cool.
Kind of like a surprise, but But before you get too excited, I had to tell Roth and calm him down because I didn't want him to get too excited. No, it's not the church. I wish.
I was like,
I wish, but it's not the church.
you know he's gonna step
but-
up and tell us anyway, so I'm not too worried.
I didn't tell him about where
Oh,
it
I
is.
was
I
gonna
hadn't.
say.
I did not tell him.
Because he'll tell you,
I know.
he'll give us the full address. And,
Yeah, something leaks out somewhere.
No. Yeah, so
That's my
I've
jab
got
at Roth
those.
tonight.
I've got those
Not being
working.
here.
I got those in the
Cool,
works. So
right on.
hopefully, I'm trying to do some more things here in town.
yeah,
So just to help us out
be nice.
a little bit. And I know, even bring Lena here. even
That
to the
would be
area
cool.
Yeah.
to do more things here in Wichita too. So Lena, if you're out there, I am trying.
Mhm.
I am trying to get some stuff here in Wichita.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thing. So
Also, we got a couple of. Don't forget, in April we got the Wilson Midland thing going on.
Yep,
The Para
yep,
Conference,
yep.
Metaphysical Conference.
Yep.
Spots are still open for some vendors. There's a couple of guest speaking spots open, and it's gonna be fun. It'll be a 2-day event.
already
And-
got 1 to 2 spots already taken for speakers and stuff. If you're wanting to do tape booths or however you want to call it out there.
Yeah.
It's going to be outdoor booths, weather permitted. Hopefully in April or still okay.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
Just rain,
yeah.
probably, maybe. Our luck, it probably will be rain. But
Yeah.
they've got some covered areas out there too that we can,
Mhm.
help out with that kind of thing. So
Yep.
it'll be good. It'll be a fun meeting with the owner on Tuesday to go over some more details and really push it forward. So
All
I mean,
right.
we're already game to do it, but she's just wants to hear some more things. and
Right.
where we're at with everybody. So we've got a list of people who are wanting to do booths already. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got some pretty good ideas, and we all have some good ideas for it too. So
One thing I had thought of is you said to think about maybe there would be some workshops out there, some opportunities
Yeah.
for people to learn.
yeah,
And I've thought of a few things, but maybe anybody that's watching, if they have ideas on what they would like to learn about specifically or anything,
Yeah.
let us know, and
And-
we'll definitely consider doing it. I mean,
it doesn't even have to be about the paranormal. It can be
Right.
about all
Right.
kinds of different things.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
we got ideas, but what does everybody out there want to learn about?
Yeah. What would you like?
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
The
Wow.
The short bus over there isn't working too well.
No, short table.
Oh, sorry. Short table. Sorry.
it might as well be the short bus.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna,
Okay.
He's gonna flip me off here.
Yeah, here we go.
But
But yeah. No.
hi. But yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's 2 nights out in Wilson. First night's gonna be pretty laid back and just kind of a meet and greet with everybody. May have one speaker do that night,
Mhm.
and then the rest is dinner and drinks with us and everybody else that's coming out there. And then we will end the weekend with a ghost hunt.
Yep.
So
So that'll be fun.
it's the whole hotel plus 2 different other locations in town. So it's gonna be a fun time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be here before we know it. So like
Oh,
everything
yeah.
else.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and North Carolina.
Yeah. In
September.
September. Yep. That'll be here before we know it too. I was thinking about that. 'Cause,
That'll be cool.
I've already got the time off, so I'm already going.
Okay, have one.
Yeah, well, I'm not
See you
doing it
later.
alone. I'm dragging
Yeah.
Yeah,
dragging your asses with me.
Just my
yeah. You ain't
Yep.
going along.
Not everything
No,
else.
no.
Jason's trip across country,
That's right.
the Bigfoot Festival.
Oh Jesus! I don't think everybody wants to listen to me or anything.
I
Like
hear them
that.
banjos playing.
Heck yeah.
So anyway, got any topics?
No.
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 Oh come on! I've got topics.
No. For once, I was watching
There you
Ghost
go.
Adventures last night, and
I haven't watched the new episode yet this week.
I'm not gonna give any details away, but it made me think a little bit.
The last 2 were awful. Was this
Yeah.
one any good?
It made him
Yeah.
think. So
About
that
the same.
is,
No,
That made
it
you-
just
If it made you think, then it's better than the last 2.
no, not really. I mean, I was gonna. It's just kind of a. We take some of the stuff we do for granted, I guess, and it was nice to see them kind of. Like, where they went to last night was the airstrip or airport hangar, like museum basically, and
Gotcha.
they were picking up on stuff that was there from the land, like previous. Like they had a psychic come in, who's pretty credible, and basically he was describing a house that was there.
Okay.
I mean, he didn't know that he didn't know where he was at because he was supposedly blindfolded when he came in, and they show that, of course. But
Yeah.
but the fact is, he was hitting on the house and a family that was there, and he had no idea he was in an airport museum or airplane museum,
Right.
which I thought was pretty interesting because a lot of times when we do this, we take the claims that people give us and just assume it's tied into an artifact or the museum that we're in or the
Right,
location, not
right.
realize what was here before. I mean, we do it theoretically, I guess.
Oh yeah.
We just don't ever
like,
seem to
yeah,
get that
that
concrete or that angle. We don't take that angle normally. It seems like
that land before.
land before time.
It's like downtown,
Yeah.
Delano area. There's some buildings there that they're shops and
Yeah.
restaurants and stuff now, but before that it was all part of Boeing
Mm-hmm.
Beach and Stearman, and the whole back area in the field where Lawrence Dumont Stadium kind of is.
Right.
Now that they're tearing
Was.
it down, yeah.
It's gone now.
Well, now and the project has stalled.
Did it really?
Yep.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. But before that, it was an airfield.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
you never know. I mean, we take it for, like you said, we take it for granted for what we
One
see.
guy was killed out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost his head out there, literally.
Right, from a propeller. And no, I mean we kind of played that angle a little bit, and we caught a scream, which could be or may not be related to anything, or that possibly. We got the name Redbeard, or Red anyways,
Right.
out there from the famous gunfight down there in Delano. But even then, we were just calling out names, not really the place itself. We weren't looking for other things other than the specific things. We
Right.
should have probably tried different angles, maybe I don't know.
Well, we only got really one chance to
That's
do
true.
it.
And
So,
it was special for that night because of the fact that we had to do it for KSN and
Right.
Darren Dito, which shout out to Darren Dito out in Arizona. He's having a good time out there. Looks like all the pictures he posts, and
no snow and all
I
that.
know. I'm so
Oh,
jealous of
Did he
him.
move out there?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Moved out to a suburb of Phoenix. So, yeah, good for him. Wish we could have worked with him a little bit more than we did a couple times, but, it'd have been fun.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm
We
not
never
counting it
know.
out. Maybe we'll go out there one of these years to Phoenix and visit him down there. So.
Hey, go ahead. Tombstone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I
That'd be
would
great.
love to go
Oh.
down there. Birdcage Theater, all that stuff down there.
Man,
Big
I'd
Nose
be like
Kate's.
Oh, me too.
Okay,
dude.
I'd be
Corral.
like a kid in the candy store out
Oh,
there.
yeah. Except
Where-
they don't really let you investigate Tombstone. Or, I guess
Big
the
Nose?
Birdcage Theater.
Birdcage?
Yeah, but you can still probably, if you pay the
Oh.
right price and
Ah,
depends who you
yeah,
are.
the right
I mean, you never know.
I tell you, one place
Look how
I've
cute he is.
always
Just get him in there.
I know, right?
one place I've always
Look at
wanted to
John
go
Brown.
out there is Sedona.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And check out, just not even necessarily for ghost hunts, but just go check out like the supposed vortices and
Yeah.
and
The what?
the vortexes, the
Oh.
Sedona vortexes.
She was saying it plural.
Vortices. I was trying to make myself sound smarter than I
It
am.
went right over my head.
Yeah. Especially out in the desert out there, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of weird shit that goes on.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
creepy, man. Yeah.
yeah. It does.
So I'd love to go out there and hit Vegas up and all that shit. I mean, that'd be kind of fun, just to see what's.
Yeah.
I want to go to the Mobster Museum out there, and of course, if we're out there. We got to stop in the Zach's Museum and see what that's about. Just because
Yeah, see it, man.
it's Zach's, but I mean, fuck, it's cool
Yeah.
artifacts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
see
That.
for sure.
Yeah, you got to give it that. That's
There's cool stuff.
That's
We got
cool
shit from
history.
Charles Manson, the freaking
Kevorkian.
Yeah.
Kevorkian's van.
I don't know that I necessarily want.
Where he boiled people.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out
Mhm.
what was going through his head to actually get Charles Manson's dentures of all things.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a
I
part of
suppose you
him.
get whatever you can get, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I guess
he
that's the
became-
difference between me and someone interested in running a museum.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it makes a good story, so why not? I mean, if you can say this is something from his friggin' teeth and it has the old pentagram on there and shit.
right,
why not?
right.
So it's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of cool shit out there. The doll room would be fun, I think. I think that'd be awesome. I love going to doll rooms because they're creepy as they are and they're just
Right.
staring at you.
Right.
Which we still didn't get to the one out at another museum that I've had the pleasure of going to. And Jeremiah got to go do the reveal out there to the place. I won't say too much about it, but you went with Ben.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you ever
Yeah.
get to walk around out there?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, the place was cool. I mean, that's where we caught some crazy evidence, and I mean, the first 5 minutes we were there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it just continued the whole time we were there, and yeah, only Ben, Claire, and I actually got to investigate both times. And first time was the best time
Excuse
as far as activity and stuff, and but we. I mean,
That's a
down-
place where you caught that sound. It sounded like a monkey or something, or some kind of an animal. It's not,
I'm trying to remember.
I,
It's been a while.
I can't bring
Been
the
years.
I can't bring the sound to mind, but
Was
I
it
just
high-pitched?
remember hearing it at the reveal was the first time I heard it, and that sounds like a monkey or a chimpanzee or
It was
something.
like a rattling kind of noise.
It was just a very primate kind of
I'll
noise.
go back and
It-
listen to that. It's been a while since I listened to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested now.
I listen to it all the time when I do the tours and stuff because I'll just pick random stuff that
Yeah.
we get, from the website.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll play them and stuff like that. But
right.
But I may not have that one on there.
Probably
because of
not, may not.
Depends on the
Quality.
audio quality and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to
Well,
I don't want to adjust levels on those because I don't want to fake evidence.
Right,
Like,
right.
like, you
Uh-huh.
raise levels or you change the
Right.
pitch and all this stuff. Next thing you know, you got anything you want it to be.
Right.
So
Hmm.
I try to keep it as raw and as much as possible.
The little girl one always gets
Yeah.
everybody when she's hollering out to Papa.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She's like, Papa, wait for me, or
Yep,
wait for me, or
wait
whatever
for
it
me.
says.
Right.
She says, "Wait for me" once, and then she kind of sings it.
Because she's like
Mhm.
running. Like I think
Uh-huh.
we were walking close to her because we were getting ready to go out to a different part of the buildings for that was just an initial tour. And
Yeah.
I think we scared her, startled her a little bit.
Yeah, because she immediately stops talking the moment you
Mm-hmm.
hear Claire yell, "Hey!"
Wow.
Yeah, she just stops.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well,
so
another thing too was we were talking with Lauren's new boyfriend, you know, out, and he's from that area originally. So he was telling me that where we caught the first evidence we caught in the first 5 minutes with the singing of the, I still can't figure out what the song is, but there's a male singing, and it's right by this train display. And he told me that I think he said that was his grandfather's trains that he helped. That was his.
right, I think so.
I think so. He was telling me that night, and I'm just like, wow, really? I mean, it's a small world. Here we are, got to go out randomly to this place, and he told me about a couple of the locations around town that are interesting because there's possible that they did some satanic rituals out there supposedly and different things, and which I not in that same museum location, but down the street from there. So, I mean, there's nothing out there. It's just middle of nowhere. So,
It's
but
like
it was
most
fun.
of the places we go.
Right, right. So I'm definitely trying. I've been trying to get back for the last couple of years, and he actually went to school with the what do you call it? Not the caretaker, but the lady, the
Curator?
curator. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. I'm like, what's that word? He went to school with her, so I said, hey, yeah, if you can get in touch with her. I've been trying to reach her, you know, because I have her phone number. I'll call her. I said, let me know. We'll go out there. All of us will. So.
Cool.
Because that place is incredible. You get,
Yeah.
It's one of the places for a museum. I found myself. It's one of the cleanest places I've ever been
Mhm.
for a museum. I mean, Boot Hill's pretty clean.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
main strip, the saloon area and everything in that area is pretty.
Especially as soon as they get the new one built.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool too. that
I
they're
watched a
doing that.
video on the new, like a illustrated video that they put together on
Oh,
how
yeah?
it's going to be. It's going to be like state of the art, fantastic.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
Very
they're going to be
cool.
able to showcase a lot more artifacts from the old west
Nice.
out there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty damn
Yep.
good. But
Oh shoot! I didn't turn that off.
yeah, I would love to. I missed out on going to
Mm-hmm.
both times you guys went
Yeah.
out there. So
So, but yeah, I just remember sitting in my office one day listening to the recorders, going over evidence, and within 5 minutes I caught the singing. I'm like, what the hell was that? I was so excited, and then I kept going, and then something else happened. I'm like, this is in the first 15, 20 minutes of being there, and I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. Because there's sometimes you listen to recorders and you go for hours and just like much is going on, or you got continuous evidence. You having to stop and rewind, and write down. I mean, it's just
Right.
it's chaos, and that was one of those times that I was so excited. That and the house talked about in Benton,
oh, Benton.
which
Yeah.
we're trying to get back out there again, hopefully.
Really?
Find out. I was doing some research,
The
and
same place you told me about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
what I can tell is I don't think she ever sold it. I think it's just because I looked at the tax. She's renting it out, maybe, I don't know. I looked at
Right.
the tax forms online,
Hmm.
and it's still the same owner for the last 10 years. So
Really?
so I'm thinking, maybe we can
Interesting.
out there. You never got to go out there with us.
No, I
either.
didn't. I've heard a lot of stories about it.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff going on out there. It sounds
Yeah.
like
Pretty
all the
spooky
way
place.
from
demonic to
dark demonic to ghost to possibly Bigfoot.
yeah, Bigfoot. Sorry, Jake, I had to look at you because I know how you feel. Because Rose's not here, I'd pick on you about Bigfoot.
It's all right though.
No,
He goes along with it.
I know he
That's
does.
the
I
thing.
know. Just gotta give somebody shit.
I'm
Rose's
open-
not here.
I'm open about
Roth
it.
would just sit there and shake his head until
Yeah.
finally he had his own experience.
Yeah.
So,
Like I said, I'm still
I'm
on the
just
fence.
here until I have mine.
I know.
Hey, if you
Hey.
you may never have it.
I've never
But
seen one myself. I
I
missed
won't-
the
I won't sit here
opportunity.
and say,
So
just some weird shit that's going on over the years, as
Yeah.
far as that goes. With
if they
Tahlequah.
if they are renting that house, it would be interesting to talk to the renters and see if they've ever
Yeah.
experienced
Yeah.
anything that would even
Yeah.
coincide with what you guys.
Or even if they
And-
even can keep the place rented out. I mean, because most of those places that are that possibly haunted,
Right.
renters seem to move out mysteriously,
Right.
continuously. You know,
Mhm.
So, like the place in over in Granola, the next door
Mm.
neighbors. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
they couldn't keep that place rented
Yeah.
for the longest time, and now they got somebody in there. Last I saw, but It's a guy that, I mean, you can see they're construction workers because they have their big old trucks parked out there, so they're probably on the road a lot.
Right.
So they probably don't get the opportunity to deal in. that
Right,
stuff day in, day
right,
out.
yeah.
But you never know. So, damn, that's it. 15 minutes since I last looked at the clock. I thought we've been going on for a while. Sorry. I'm just like, holy shit.
Are you trying to end the show already?
Yeah, and good night. That's our show. No, I just was surprised because sometimes we get those little talks, and next thing you know, it's been like 2 hours. I'm like, where the hell did time go?
Right,
Cut
right.
This or that.
Oh, shit, we just got started.
I know. So what else you guys got going on?
Ah.
Anything in the news or personally or?
News? No.
Okay.
No. Haven't really heard much of anything. Been too busy to actually read up on anything, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
long drive and everything today and
Right.
yesterday. It's just been just doing some thinking. What you guys think, like, on the aspect of teams going out, and when everybody when they start, they're so excited. They're excited to go from one spot to the next spot. Let's get in, do this. Do you think everybody kind of loses that track of helping and doing what they are meant to do, which is go there and find the answer? Whereas so many teams, and I'm not bashing teams, I'm just
Right.
saying, I feel like a lot of teams and a lot of people just kind of lose that aspect of not helping the people out that are living
Right,
there or asking
right.
for that help. And I don't know, and I never know what happens with other teams, but we've ran across some people from museums and other places and homes that they didn't get the help that they wanted. The people came in, did their own thing, and left.
Right, right.
And they never followed up.
Right.
So
We've
it's
heard
like,
of other teams treating people pretty rotten sometimes.
yeah. So I'm like, do we attend, as a society of investigators, do we tend to just lose that aspect? Do we get so excited that it's just, we got to get to the next place? Gotta get to the next
You want my input on it?
This is why we have
So,
a talk show.
Let's hear the
Co-
voice,
so,
the voice
cuz-
from the kids' table.
Yes.
Right? Hey,
Let's hear it.
So, in my thoughts on it, there's a couple of different ways you can look at it, but I think from the aspect, especially of new teams, I think that you're right on track with that. I think you jump into it gung ho, and you're excited, and you're okay, we saw that place, let's move on to the next, and you just they forget to. They forget to follow up and take care of the client. Either that, or they don't come up with any answers, and they're scared to admit that. Right. They're scared to admit that they need to go back and have a closer look, maybe get more experienced people on board so that they can get some answers.
Right.
And then you have the glory hounds. That and we all see them on Facebook every day. They're boosting their posts, and they're doing everything they can to you can always pick them out because it says sponsored right up in the top corner, and they're doing everything they can to get a following instead of just focusing on a case at a time, a client at a time.
Build your reputation.
Build your reputation. Help people out. And then I think you get people that, like one group in particular that we've heard stories about, that they're not interested in investigating so much as they are just getting together and having fun, having an excuse to get together and have fun, drink beer, and all at the client's expense.
We all love doing that, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it on the case or anything.
Right. I can find another excuse to drink beer. I don't need an excuse to drink beer. I can,
So on the aspect of that, how bad is that hurting the possibility of the client? Because the fact that they're not solving the issue, and it's just opening the door to so many other things.
Right.
It's the big reason why it's so hard to get into a lot of places.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Rather
you.
than ruined by people.
Well, I'm talking about they're opening the door to, like, bringing something in.
Mhm.
Like they're. You know what I mean? They're opening that door by going in, not knowing what they're doing with certain pieces of equipment. Maybe they do.
Right.
Well,
But if
that-
they're not following back up or doing, or
that
it's,
goes back to a root problem that they weren't ready to be going out anyway. though.
yeah.
I mean, if that's the case.
Yeah.
I
I
just
mean,
feel like it's.
But there was
kinda-
a like not even a paranormal page. It's just like an older interesting places in Kansas page on Facebook that I'm part of, and somebody had put a picture of Stoll Cemetery in there, and I commented. I said, "Man, you're lucky. How did you manage to pull up and get a nice couple pictures of that, and not have the cops show up?" And they said, "Well, just nobody came. We took a few pictures and left." And from there, it just went on with lots of people coming on there saying, well, we just tried to take a picture of it from our car and we got screamed at by some people across the street. And I mean,
So it caught-
and they tore down the church because
people
were
trespassing.
trespassing. I mean,
Well,
That
they were
could've-
also just
that
destroying
could have been a
graves.
cool place. It's definitely
Yeah.
a place I would have wanted to go.
Right.
but it's been completely ruined by just jackasses showing up and
no, there's another
Tearing
place
up the
like that
place.
too down in south central Kansas. I mean, like 2 miles from the Oklahoma border. It's in Hartner, Kansas, and the name of it is the old Achenbach Hospital, I think. I think, and it's about the same way.
yeah.
It never got the name that that Stoll Cemetery got, but there are there's been a lot of people trespassing, a lot of damage, a lot of vandalism. Back when my son was in high school, they used to let people in there on occasion, but then my son's high school Channel 1 team actually got to go in there and do like a mini investigation, and then they aired it on the school network Channel 1, and which was really cool. But then that spurred so much attention and so much, people
Oh, the
going in and
noise
vandalizing and breaking in, doing all kinds of stupid crap. And now it's like, if you even look that way, you got a cop,
Yeah.
running up your tailpipe.
Well, everybody
It-
wants a piece of history.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to. I mean,
I
when
just
Bo-
want to see it and maybe investigate it a little. And
yeah. I mean, just everybody is so
Yeah,
hungry
taking
for like taking a piece of history and running with it.
Yeah.
Like Bonnie and Clyde, when they were shot up, they were coming over there trying to cut off their ears, their fingers,
Yeah.
stuff
Right.
like that, just to like have a souvenir of
Right.
who they were. People do that today with the cemeteries and all that, like Maple Grove Cemetery here in town. There's that one grave site.
Mm-hmm.
People kept going out there because an investigator went out there and found a very strong signal coming from a tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
Not the grave, but the tombstone. It was just very hot when it came to the signal to it. So they changed, they had to, people kept going out there and chipping away. And this was a 100-year-old, grave site.
Right. Right.
100 plus.
Yeah.
Actually. And, they ended up having to remove his tombstone, and now he's unmarked.
Right.
They know where he's at.
Right.
For the people looking for him, no.
Right.
He's forever lost. And that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's terrible. It's terrible when people can't just mind your own damn business. Keep your damn hands to yourself. I mean, really?
I mean, we get permission to do everything that we do. That's
Right.
the best part about it.
right, we never sneak in or go
Yeah.
anywhere.
I don't really have the nerve to even try. I'm not going to jump a fence to go do this or that. Because for one,
Yeah.
I don't want to get shot at or.
I might have 25 years ago, but
Yeah.
nowadays I
Well,
don't
you're-
bounce when I hit the ground anymore. So
You're lucky to jump over the fence. Right? I can't even climb. I have to go under. So, I'm crawling on the ground, So, but anyway, when it comes to like teams going in, just for the whole glory of everything, like when they start bringing out their, some of them are doing Ouija boards, doing ghost box, whatever. Is it causing more damage or good?
So it depends on how they're doing it. That'd be a case by case, I suppose.
Yeah. But do you think we are overall doing good or bad when we go in there doing that?
Like us or everybody?
Everybody,
together?
all of us.
It's hard to group everybody together when they have different
Okay, so
goals.
us. So when we go in somewhere, do you think we're doing good or bad when it comes to doing stuff like that?
Well, I think that's our
Especially our
purpose
first
is
time.
is to go in and get evidence for the client, or always show them what we found, or if we didn't find anything. Times you don't find anything.
Yeah, exactly. I think, and even beyond that, I think just the teams that will stick with the case until okay, so like and at the risk of plugging for us,
Plug for us. Shameless plugs.
right? We had that one case in this damn thing.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing at you.
Kids' table's falling apart again.
Wait for the thing just to go. And just cave in. Crash over him.
Knocks the
The-
camera off with it.
We had the case in Halstead,
Yeah.
and that wasn't just a once and done type thing, which with so many teams it would have been.
Sure.
But we looked at it as so much more. 'Cause, this person was ready to leave her home.
Right.
She was done. And then, but we went in. We explained. It was look. Here's the deal. We can get you through this, but it's
Right.
going to take work. It's going to take work on our part. It's going to take work on your part. There's a psychological process you're going to have to go through. You've got to learn how to live with and deal with some of this stuff, or learn how to get rid of it psychologically. We could go in and cleanse the place all day long, and but if they don't have the proper, if the client doesn't have the proper mindset, they're just going to turn around and let it back in, because they're not used to living without it.
Right.
Very true.
And I think that's the difference that sets a good team apart, is that a good team has the experience and the understanding of that type of thing, and is able to help the client until they are comfortable
Right.
in their own home.
Help the client in the way they wish to be helped.
Exactly.
Some of them don't want it to go away.
Right.
Some of them want it to go away. Some of them just want to know what it is.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot that are
Yeah.
scared to death, but then by the time we're done with it and they spend a whole night with us,
You can almost see the light bulb come on. It's like,
Yeah.
ding!
And-
Hey, I'm not crazy.
they're not crazy, and then they don't really want
But
it
it
to
wasn't
leave.
what I thought it was.
It's not what I thought, and
Yeah.
then they don't want to leave or go away, so then therefore it leaves that door open for, well, this is going to continue to happen,
But now you know what it is.
so we may or may not end up going back there, 'cause
Yeah.
they
I
may,
think in a lot of cases what it comes down to is the fear of the unknown for
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the cure for that is knowledge and understanding.
Right.
If we help them gain that little bit of understanding,
That's all they
they're
need.
comfortable in their own skin all of a sudden.
Right.
So,
Yeah. We had a viewer, Stephanie, ask. You mentioned about the piece of everybody wanted a piece of history, kind of a thing. She asked, "Do you ever feel
I
like?"
did not.
Okay. She said, "Do you ever feel like people only want a connection with you because of the paranormal thing?"
Well, that's the only reason why I'm your friend.
Okay. A, I never said we were friends, number one, but B, go ahead.
That's the only reason you talk to him, look at him, pretend he exists.
We don't talk other than this.
Well,
really.
you know.
So you think the only reason why they reach
The
out
people when we want to talk, hang around with us, be with, not even
not
necessarily us,
like
but
clients,
teams.
but
Yeah.
just people in general.
Yeah.
Um,
Connected with us because we do the paranormal.
I think some of them actually did. Yeah, they
Sure.
they came out because they heard, like, whether it's people at work that or just out and about. They've reached out because of what we do, and they want to be a part of it. They want to do this. They want to do that, and everything. And I have to always say, we can take you out once in a while and stuff like that. But I'm
Right.
gonna have to start saying to people, we'll take you out and do this, but this is not an invitation to the team.
Right.
I don't know how I talked you into it.
Persistence.
You stuck around. You just kind of came around and
2
didn't
years later,
leave.
Well, you were paying me, remember?
I cornered you after the ghost tour.
He's paying me a fee, by the way. He didn't tell you guys
I ain't paid you no more.
that. Oh, damn.
Received your last payment.
Right.
But-
I've also seen the exact opposite, where people see, oh, you're the paranormal, you must be a devil worshiper, kind of a bullshit thing, and next thing you know, they want to be around you. Or
Right.
they look at you weird and like,
Right.
I've gotten that from people too. I'm like, you know
Really?
what? Oh God, yeah.
Have you ever gotten the surprise the person you thought would
Yeah.
really hate it, and then they're just like, oh, that's pretty cool. I got that
Yeah.
with my cousin.
Yeah.
Lives down in Texas, a big tough guy, was on SWAT team and everything.
Nice.
I was talking about it with my stepbrother in front of him. I was just waiting for him to, God, tell me how dumb it was. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, that's pretty cool, man. I used to live in a house that was haunted down in Texas.
See,
And told me all about it. I'm just
Most
like,
people do.
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and I mean, there's people that look at you and look at me crazy and like, okay, whatever, But
yeah.
I mean, I always preface it by saying, I'm not here to give you my opinion of whether ghosts are real or not, or this and that, or I'm just telling you what I've experienced. Take it for what you want. If you believe it, that's great. If you don't believe it, that's okay too.
Right.
I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm just telling you, I've known we've experienced enough out there that makes me question there is something out there other than what we may think is.
I'm actually in this for my own personal reasons
Right.
too.
Sure.
First and foremost, is because my curiosity for all
Yeah.
this stuff. Did
Right.
it come and have we evolved into like helping others and letting others kind of join in with us and stuff like that? Yeah, sure. But it started with my own curiosity, and then I found you, found him, and here we are today. So,
Right.
And before I was doing it with you guys, I had a few pieces of equipment. And I'd
Yeah.
just go here and there and
Yeah.
sneak around with a recorder in my pocket and a spirit box.
You were up at Sally House and,
Do this and that.
Sally House and Eldridge all in the same weekend or
Yeah.
day, same day.
Same day.
Right.
So, see that's
Yeah,
that's
just-
that's hard. That's Die Hard right there.
Yeah.
Well, then you got Dan, who he keeps his vacations, so he visits all that stuff. And
Right.
I don't know how his wife hasn't killed him yet,
I know, right?
but but no, I mean I understand what you're saying. I had that one lady who wrote me that very disgusting letter at work.
Oh, disgusting letter. At work, no less, huh?
Yeah,
Were you not here for that?
were you not here for that
I don't believe so.
episode?
It was on an episode.
Oh yeah, she interdepartment letter from from a branch over to the main office where I was at. I happened to be out of town with my wife at the time when she was sick, and she had written up this. She was a Bible thumper, needless to say, and she wrote this very disgusting letter saying everything that I'm doing and everything that I have done with what we do here is the reasons why she's sick.
Huh.
And even had Bible verses on the back, and she was highlighting it. She sent that to me.
Yeah, that's,
You used to have that letter?
I'm pretty sure my boss still has
I
it.
wanna see
yeah.
it.
I
doesn't seem work appropriate for one thing, and
Well,
life
it's not.
appropriate
Yeah.
for the second.
well,
Yeah.
my manager
you know.
actually intercepted it before I did because I
Oh,
was still
that's
out of
right.
town.
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
So she saw it and read it, and she was disgusted by it because, for one, they all know what I do at work, and they know that I'm not that kind of person. That I'm a devil worshiper
Right.
and trying to hurt people. None of
Right.
us are. So
Oh, I am.
Well,
Yeah, speak for yourself.
That's why they don't
But-
want me. I'm a devil worshiper. I'm kidding. No, like I said, I'm not here to please anybody other than the clients at hand.
I wish I had a picture of you from the wedding.
picture.
I'd throw that up right now. Have everybody wondering.
Yeah, no. Whatever. No, but really, I do it for the love of it, because, like I tell everybody, yeah, it's interesting what we will get to do and see, but I'm a big history buff, and I get
Yeah,
to go in and
yeah.
see places
That's
that
what I
nobody
tell
else
a
gets
lot
to
of
see,
people.
man. I mean, it's
Well,
cool.
and it's a lot of places that I would never have went and saw.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah.
Oh, hey.
You can say that.
Send it to me. I'll throw it
he
up.
just doesn't have his hood on. or
Oh,
anything, so
okay.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, I think I got one of those somewhere.
Got pictures.
That was funny.
Yeah.
No, but like I said, I do it for the clients, do it for the love of it, do it for the history of it. Stephanie goes, it was an epic outfit, Leo.
It was.
Little do you know, I go out in the streets with that right now. I'm just playing. Actually, hanging up on my this rack of clothes is sitting there waiting to be used again sometime soon.
Some of the other people that were there still talk about, man, that one guy had solid brass cojones to show up at a Viking wedding dressed as a monk.
Right? It's me. Hey, bring it on.
It's awesome.
It was fun. It was a good wedding. It was a good time. It was a great
Yeah.
weekend, man.
Yeah.
So I had a blast.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I said, I still wear my necklace to this day. Every
Oh,
day.
cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
So do I.
He's not wearing it right now.
I took it off on
Ah,
my way
now
home.
see, so
I
do
took it
I.
off on my way home.
Lies. Anyway, I gotta give you shit, man.
You are going a little bit grayer.
I've
up
been
there.
great. What are you talking about? Not a little bit. It's all great. I ain't
It'll
gonna
catch up to you one of these days.
Right. It's because I have dark hair and Jeremiah has dark hair. And you.
Hey,
have
my
lighter
brother
hair.
was losing his hair when
I
he was in
lost
high
it.
school,
There's
you
a
know,
whole
and,
bunch
he's
of
all,
white
and he's
in
all
here.
great. Me, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Whoa, what happened there?
There's a whole bunch of white in here. It's just hard to see with
I
the
was gonna
red.
say, mine's great.
It's in there though.
yeah, the first time I ever met you, I think you had a little bit of hair on your head.
He
Maybe.
Did. He did.
Maybe.
I
Just a little bit.
probably had just been, it was my little,
Yeah.
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 just around the sides and back, and when I've been running from the razor for
Yeah.
3 or 4 weeks.
You're a skullet.
Yeah, basically. If it grew out, that's what it would be, a skullet.
Should do
So
it.
You should do it.
That'd be awesome.
Oh my god.
Guess that's a solid no on the skullet.
Cindy said we're not as gray as Captain Carl.
Yep.
No, that's
Yeah,
very true.
there is that. There is
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We love you, Carl, but there is that.
Yep. No, I don't know.
It's hard to do a show when Russ not here to just
I know,
hang
just to pick
everything
on him. You
dude.
know, it's like. No, we're coming up to the Christmas holiday, so it's gonna be
Pagan holiday?
yeah, pagan holiday.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah,
talk
I mean,
about
depending
that.
on
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we did that. We did that
Krampus
last
and
year. You
stuff?
know,
Mm-hmm.
did that. Went over how Christmas was really pagan, and
Mhm.
you know,
I saw a meme the other day that I thought was really, really funny. It said Christmas, the time of year when everyone of all faiths sets aside their differences and celebrates the fact that Christmas is pagan.
Right. I like it. Yeah. No, it just this whole thing and just drives me nuts sometimes because everybody's so quick to point the finger at you for doing whatever you do, you know.
Mhm.
But you don't see me going to your church and pointing the finger at you,
Right.
or your school, or your work, or wherever the hell you want to go, and it's just
right.
it's ridiculous at times.
Yeah.
That's just because we do it in the dark. And it's like, oh man, you must be practicing, you know, witchcraft or
Like doing it in the
frickin'
dark.
satanic. Yeah, I know.
Maybe
Satanic
you left something
worshiping.
out there.
It was the lights on, bro.
Oh, either way, just fine. I'll take it out. I can get it.
I'm just
Oh, my
gonna
God.
drink my water.
Yeah.
You're almost out of water though.
I know.
The good thing is about break time.
Yeah, it is.
Jason's
But
a huge bottle, though, you gotta remember.
Yeah, that's right. It's normal size. Sorry, I kept the short stuff earlier when you were talking about the joke going over your head. I kept it.
Oh, I
over
was. So
I'm ready for break now.
yeah. So
All right.
yep.
Like and share and subscribe to the page. We'll be back.
Come back.
Yeah,
If you feel like it, well,
Okay.
if you feel like it, you've got a few minutes here. You could jump over to www.made-right-here.com and check out mine and Stephanie's brand new online store.
Yep, it was live yesterday. Right?
So yes,
It's
yep.
supposed to go Friday, but
It was yeah. I had some bugs to work out on Friday that I did. It still worked just fine. I just didn't like some of the. It kept giving this weird error message. I didn't want customers to feel unsafe with it.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and put off the grand opening for a day to get
Yeah.
that fixed. But anyway, that's all.
Oh,
That's where it's at. So
I was
that's
like,
it. So
That's all?
yeah,
I was like,
check
what?
that out and.
That's all.
Don't forget to hit like and share and subscribe, and yeah, we will see you in just a few minutes. Okay, and we are back. And my camera's out of whack again. Damn it.
Because you sat down.
Right. I about knocked everything over
You
when I
bumped
sat
it?
down here.
Yeah.
Wow. Go ahead, guys.
All right, so we're back, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our
And
page.
that managed to
and
freeze
everything
my
like that.
camera.
Good job.
That's
Wow.
the problem I was having when you were gone. I touched something and it freezes.
The kids table is still having malfunctions over there.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, share, like, and subscribe to our page, to everything that we do. We have our 2 teams. What's
Just
up?
laughing at Jeremiah's frozen face.
Hey, at least I got a smile on my
Yeah,
face.
At least you
Yeah.
didn't freezing too weird of a pose.
So yeah, so if you like Jeremiah's picture, make sure you hit the like button a million times.
But the biggest thing is if you've got anything you want to talk about, call in.
Call
We
in.
put up
Yeah.
the phone number all the time, every episode, and we do this every Sunday. So if you want
Right.
to talk about something, then well, he's always gone. But
What I was gonna say was that he really wasn't frozen. He was just pretending to be. As
Yeah.
him. Just kidding. But yeah, like Jason said, if you got anything to say, topic wise, or something you disagree with something we said, or you agree with something we said, call in. I mean, you don't have to be shy and afraid and sign in and just to dislike us and then sign out and hide or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
it's silliness. And if you don't agree with us, like I said, that's okay. I don't personally care. I mean, that's fine. I like the banter. I mean, I like talking with people and debating people on things. And
Some of my favorite people in public stuff is the skeptics.
yeah, exactly.
So call in, debate.
yeah, that's the thing that I mean, we get generally our buddy that calls in and everything, but we don't get many people calling in actually wanting to express their opinions or talk about certain things or talk about a topic that they want to. So it'd be nice to have people out there, and like Leo said, instead of getting on here for 2 seconds to dislike and then disappear, say something. We can't see you, we can just hear you, so we can have a conversation. And we're not, I mean, we've got a great reputation of actually being really good with people and nice. We're not going to attack you, we're not going to be evil to you, so,
Yes, we are.
okay, well,
I'm kidding.
maybe some of us.
Leo probably is.
But on that aspect, we're gonna shift gears a little bit, and we're gonna talk about cemeteries, gravesite. Well, you take it away. Tell us the
Well,
difference between
I
a
had
cemetery and a graveyard.
learned a bit of information that I'm honestly kind of surprised you guys didn't know. I hadn't brought it up because I figured
Honestly, no.
I figured you guys knew it. I read a paranormal blog, just kill time usually, toilet time at work. But I was reading it, and I came across a bit of information about cemeteries and graveyards. I'd never really thought that there was a bona fide difference between the two of them. I just thought it was 2 words for the same thing. But I learned that there actually is a difference between the two. Graveyards, originally, they have to have a church attached to them. They were named that because they were part of the yard for the church where they
Oh,
put
yeah.
graves.
Mm-hmm.
From what I had read in France a long time ago, I don't remember what the timeline was, but the need for burials overcame the space that they had in the graveyards next to all the churches, and so they had to use plots of ground by themselves to bury people, and those became cemeteries, which means sleeping place. So cemeteries do not have a church on the grounds, and graveyards do.
So, like what he asked at break time, do you think there's a difference in level of activity between the two?
I think that all comes back to the land and who's buried there, what the history of it is, what the history of the people are,
Because I wonder,
what maybe happened there before it was that,
right?
And
And what about being a graveyard? Having a church there, does that spike up anything or keep it less?
I don't know. I mean, you would think theoretically, having a church attached to it would make it consecrated ground. You know,
Right.
I don't know from that aspect of it. It should theoretically dull activity there, but I
Then,
don't know.
But that doesn't go with our history, you know.
Yeah,
Since
right.
A lot of our locations have been churches.
But
Right.
then what would your thoughts be on, like, even we were talking about Stoll, it had the church for so long,
Mhm.
and then what do you think? You think the grounds could change when they tear that church down and it's no longer there?
Oh, hell, I don't know.
Or do you think that's imprinted?
I don't think we ever did any place like that, graveyard or cemetery. We've done
I mean, we've
cemeteries.
been to cemeteries.
Have we ever did a
For sure.
graveyard? I don't really think we have.
I don't think I've
I don't
ever
think
been
we've
in
done a
Oakland.
graveyard. I haven't.
I don't think I have either.
No.
Not to my knowledge, anyway.
I mean,
Thinking
Stoll
about
would have
it.
been the only one that I knew of
Mhm.
when it did have the church,
Right.
but
There
no.
is that one place. If we ever get to go back to Tahlequah, I don't know how open they would be to it, but there's that one little bitty church, right off
the road.
Mhm,
Yeah,
right off the road on the highway out to
Allen's
Emerson, where their land is out
Right.
there. A little bitty church. It's got a little graveyard right there,
You're right.
out front.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Was that a family plot though? If I remember right, I feel like it was.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think I feel like it was. It may not be, but I feel like it was.
You just don't even. I don't even. Other than that, I don't even know where to find one
I'll be looking
anymore.
at myself and see. Yeah.
Well, actually, I drove past two of them today.
Oh yeah.
out
Well,
in
yeah,
Missouri,
you
out in
always
Missouri.
find them randomly,
Yeah.
you know, when you're going places. It seems.
Well,
There
because-
is some. There's some. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Nope. I'm done. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay. No, where my great grandparents' house is, it's up. It's down at, well, it's at the top of a hill, lots of farmland. But you go down the hill and up another. Like today, I took a picture of it, and it's it's just snowy hill. But there's a church up there, but it's surrounded by a cemetery or graveyard.
Yeah,
And
cool.
then on the main highway, as we were trying to get to there, I remember looking over and I saw another church and another graveyard out there.
Right.
So, I mean, really, that's the only
Yeah,
ones that
okay.
I've.
Well, we pass a couple when we go out to like Nest City and stuff like that. We take the back roads sometimes. And
So it's really like smaller towns.
Yeah, it's one of the small
Yeah.
towns. It makes sense because they're so small. They don't have
Right.
to drive. You know, they just take it out from there to the back.
Hmm.
And there's one out by at Stafford. There's one out there, not in Stafford, but off the road from there, off the major highway. That we
Right.
passed because I think you and I were coming back one time and they had church going. Remember? There was church going on at the time, and there was a cemetery right next to it,
Yeah.
or a graveyard, should I say, right
Right.
next to it. But so there's a couple local around here. I just never really thought about that until you brought it up. That makes sense.
I suppose they're more prominent maybe in big cities or even in Europe, you know, where the
Could be.
Oh,
population is
Europe,
more
you know.
compressed
Yeah.
together.
Right.
You know, they're all over in Europe
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, that's.
Around here, we just kind of get the old country ones, you know. It's really what's left of them.
What did you say was the sleeping place? The
cemetery.
Yeah,
Cemetery.
cemetery. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said here. That's why I was double checking.
I
I don't know if you said that or not right now. I missed that part. I apologize if you did.
Oh, that's fine.
But go ahead. Were you going to say something, Jason?
I was just gonna say it. You know, that I don't see many of them being open to allowing us to do anything. You know, and I don't know if I even really
Right,
would
yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
Right.
In that aspect, bothering them, plus saying, "Hey, can I, run around on your property and
Right. Yeah.
check stuff out?"
Yeah.
You know,
That would definitely be something where we'd have to.
It's almost
I don't know. I would be okay with doing an investigation like that,
Sure.
but only if the client is absolutely okay with it.
Right, right.
And I think we would have to really turn on the charm and
Yeah.
really exploit our reputation for respect
Right.
and abiding by rules and that type of thing to.
I
You
think
know.
for me personally, I would just feel weird doing it unless I've heard that there's been stories out there.
Right.
you know,
Right.
if there's actually activity.
Just going out there. and
I just
trying to
couldn't
stir
go up and
something
ask.
when-
I
yeah,
just couldn't.
yeah.
I just don't think I could.
Right.
Just like Kathy, when she came to Wichita to do this, try to come up with stories and find locations here in Wichita for the tour
Mhm.
and everything. And she would go into mortuaries and ask. I mean, she's pretty blunt
Yeah.
with how she asks, but she does it in a very kind way. But
Right.
she'll just get straight to the point of why she's there, and
Right.
and she's been kicked out multiple times on locations.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't want to hear it. They don't want to
Right.
be around it.
Right. Right.
That's one thing I would love to do is spend a night in a mortuary. Just
Mm-hmm.
sleep there and see what sounds and things are going on. I mean, not to be morbid or anything, just the fact that.
Oh,
Well,
there's so much traffic through there. Man.
Well,
Yeah.
I've always contested, you wouldn't think morgues, mortuaries, cemeteries for that matter should be haunted because it's a final resting place. Or,
Right.
It's a stop.
Right.
Die
Right.
there and whatever, But as we found out in Tahlequah, cemeteries and stuff, and then Maple Grove and places around there,
Yeah.
the cemeteries are haunted. I
Yeah.
mean, we've seen ghost lights there. I've had my name called out in places. And
Mm-hmm.
seen full body apparitions. It's like
Wow.
they visited
I mean,
themselves.
the
What-
connection
Actually-
we made when we were in Oberlin with the,
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
pla-
Mm-hmm.
the cemetery and then the place we were investigating.
Right,
that
yeah,
was-
it tied
that was-
together, yeah. Actually,
The very first investigation that we took on as a team officially after we actually formed the team way back, forever and a day ago, when it was still Legacy Paranormal.
right.
Was at a mortuary in Waukeeta, Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And that was interesting. It really was. It was not an operating mortuary. It was out of business
Oh, okay.
at the time, and it was very what's the word I'm looking for? Dilapidated. The windows broken, animals in there of all kinds,
Sure.
in which added to the creep factor, but it also made any captured evidence unreliable. But we had a lot of experiences in there that you couldn't just explain away. I personally. I don't really know what to call this one room in particular. It's like the coffin showroom, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh
Viewing
yeah,
room?
yeah.
Is it the viewing room?
No, it was the actual showroom for coffin models and stuff.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I think
Go
for
in
the
there and
body
pick out the
themselves.
one you want.
Yeah.
But it was a large room, but walking through the middle of it, and I didn't have a flashlight with me, and everyone else was way back behind me,
Uh-huh.
and I walked up on something. I don't know. It was just my intuition told me, so there's something there, you need to stop.
Wow.
And I swear I was face to face with something.
Wow.
And it lasted for about that long, and then it went away. But the hair on the back of my neck stood up. That's the only place I have hair up there. So, hair on the back of my neck stood up, and
Right.
I had that cobwebby feeling.
Hey Jeremiah, just real quick, we're getting requests to turn our mics up a little bit, the gain on it, because they can't hear us as well. You have an advantage because it's right there. You're eating the mic,
Right.
and we're kind of further away.
Right.
It's leveling out, but sorry, I didn't mean to bring the show down to a halt. But
God,
I know,
look what
right?
you've
Might
done.
kill me. Showstopper.
Should I go on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
The one place I did get
That
to
should
go
be
where
better.
it was actually had the morgue that was in the psychiatric ward
Oh man,
at Glore.
I would love to go there.
Down in the
here.
basement is where it was at, and I mean they have other artifacts and they have it kind of roped off, so you should not go back there. I didn't.
saw that too?
That anybody knows. I didn't.
I
What?
saw that his cup is like reflecting big time.
I can't. And now the camera's
Yeah,
loose
I saw
again.
that too. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. But yeah, you talking about the basement had artifacts and
Mhm.
stop. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, they had. I mean, it's still the same morgue that they had down there during the time.
Still
It
got the
wasn't.
drawers and everything.
Oh yeah, still had the drawers and and all that the tables that they pull out. So it was fascinating, and the fact that they've had a lot of activity down there in that whole basement, and it's not like a huge basement down there, but
Right.
but it's not the original psychiatric hospital. This one was built, I think, in the 60s, but they still had a lot of people that passed away throughout the area, and they had its own cemetery out in on the property. Don't know if there was a church out there. There could have been, so it could have been
I
graveyard.
don't know. I mean, maybe,
but
maybe the graveyard thing
but
is
there's no-
acceptable for that too. I mean, it's still a yard of the facility.
Right.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much it has to be a church, or if it has to just be connected to a working structure of the place. I don't know.
Right. I don't know. He keeps throwing me off with all his laughing and giggling tonight.
You're not used to that by now.
No, I'm laughing at Carl here. The show is sponsored by Polar Pop. It's on his coat. That's why. Yeah,
But-
hey, I'll take an advertisement here and there. Yeah, go ahead.
But the
sorry.
thing about like Glore
sponsor, yes.
is the fact that they had a lot of graves out there that were unmarked.
Mm-hmm.
They just have a number to them. Do you think that has any aspect to the life or to the spirit or anything
yeah.
not being marked?
Oh
Yeah, it's like you're throwing a life away. You're not really throwing life away. You're just not giving them their proper burial. You're just throwing a body to a location. Who knows how they're burying them too? Are they stacking them on top of each other? Or
Yeah.
are they?
Supposedly that's out in Atchison. There's areas where there's graves that have been just plowed over and the bodies are still there, and they just built a neighborhood around it.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I mean, it's not.
I mean, that's got to happen more than.
I'm
Well,
sure it does.
there's
I'm sure it
a
does.
down in Wellington at one of the
Not saying it's
um,
right, but I'm sure.
right.
at one of the nursing facility down in Wellington. When the building was originally built, it was the Sumner County Poor Farm, and there's actually a Poor Farm cemetery, they believe, under the back parking lot.
No.
And there's I swear it's the creepiest damn thing I've ever seen. It just it gives me goosebumps every time I went out there. There is a sign. The sign's only been up for, I don't know, 6-8 months now, but there's a sign right along the back road that goes down through the little county park behind this building there. It says Sumner County Poor Farm Cemetery, and like 8 feet away from the sign, there's in this ditch. There's like a coffin-sized sinkhole.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean,
You know,
Well, and I witnessed it firsthand. Not really witnessed it firsthand, I'll say, but I mean, my grandmother passed away in April this year, and I looked down before they lowered her to the grave. They didn't really lower her while we were there, but you could see down below. There's a cement. I don't know if it's really a sarcophagus or whatever you're going to call it, but it's a cement block down there where her coffin's supposed to go into. Now, whether it went down there or not, I don't know. I didn't stick around, but
right?
But it kind of makes my mom brought it up actually, and I noticed it too. And she's like, makes you wonder, did they even really drop her down into it? I
Right.
mean, you'd hope they would, because they had all the things there. They didn't lower. They used to lower them when you were there,
Yeah,
and now they don't as much. But I know they would talk about 6 feet under. You know, that's what it's supposedly you're supposed to dig that deep to bury them, whatever.
Right.
What do they do with the extra space? I mean, why can't they bury somebody on top of hers? Especially if they put like a cement thing across it, or the coffin itself, or
Well,
whatever.
most
like-
of the reason for the 6 feet is one
I
of the
know.
reasons was back in
Water.
the day when they didn't use coffins, burying them shallow will make wild animals dig them up and eat them.
That too,
and then,
yeah. Plus the
then, you know,
water level
water,
and stuff like that.
getting it
Yeah, I know there's
so-
obvious stuff, but I mean,
you could,
this day and age,
if you bury, in my opinion, you could throw somebody on top of somebody at 6 feet, but if you threw a whole other coffin full of somebody on top of somebody, it'd just come to the surface.
Yeah.
right.
And
I'm just
it-
saying.
Sure.
You know, from the legal end of it, I don't know a whole lot about the laws governing cemeteries, but my understanding of it is that you actually come to come into a property ownership thing there,
Sure.
because that cemetery plot.
Yeah, you bought that plot.
Yeah, you bought that
Right,
plot.
right.
You know. And there shouldn't be anyone else in there but you, or whoever,
Right.
What happens?
owns it.
What happens 100 years when we're not here and they're still burying people? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's
That-
what's
I mean,
happening,
yeah.
or it hasn't happened.
Well, I'm sure
already.
it has happened.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure,
I'm just saying,
It's
too.
like the St. Louis Cemetery
Right.
down in New Orleans.
Nope, Nolans. I'm
Nolans.
just kidding. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
They-
there's all
they-
kinds of. They
Yeah,
said they
I
put
mean-
multiple people in those mausoleums.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff
I mean,
people in
of course,
those
it's
things.
they don't bury people down there.
Right.
They everyone's
Above
interned above ground
Yeah.
because their
The whole
their water
place is
table's
below
so
sea
high.
level,
Yeah.
so-
Which Carl was just mentioned too. He mentioned it's called a vault. He said, and it's because of required to certain areas due to groundwater.
Groundwater. I
levels,
thought it
which,
was for zombies.
yeah.
Put them in
Yeah,
the vault so they
yeah.
can't come back.
Right. But no, it just makes you question because I was looking at where her grave plot was, and then there was a plaque or like a right next to it because where she's buried at now, for some reason they're not letting them put in headstones. They're just
Huh.
plaques only, which
Really?
I find a little odd. I mean, just because it's like, well, why? If you
Right.
paid all this money to do it, what's the difference? Maybe for vandalism, I don't know.
Right.
It's just,
Huh.
there's a lot of odd questions I've always felt weird
Right,
about.
yeah.
But
What about those?
that Captain Carl.
Captain
call?
Carl.
Go ahead. Hope we need headphones.
Welcome to the Cryptic Heartland podcast. How are you tonight, Captain Carl?
You know, guys, I'm doing really, really well. Been well entertained with you guys, and thought this would be a prime opportunity to. Being Cindy threw me under the bus already, so
You think you'd be used to it by now, right, Carl?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
I said you'd think you'd be used to that by now. Of Cindy throwing you
Yeah.
under the bus? I'm kidding, by the
Yeah.
way.
Nah, I'm not worth enough to get thrown under the bus. Maybe a Toyota. To carry on your conversation a little bit, back east, there are a number of cemeteries around the Boston area that are actually double and triple burial plots.
Wow.
That they require a cement vault between the bottom two,
Mhm.
but you could have your wife, whichever one went first would obviously be on the bottom, and then
Sure.
the wife was on top, and then if you'd had a child pass away, they would actually bring that up and set that up on top. There's a
And
cemetery.
Carl, on those, do they dig the initial one, the one on the bottom? Do they dig it deeper than 6 feet?
It all depended on who went first. Would be on the bottom. It could be the husband.
But is that bottom grave still at 6 feet like a normal grave, or is it?
Oh
deeper?
no!
It'd be deeper.
The top grave is actually 6 foot down
Okay.
from the surface.
Okay.
So the bottom one could be 18, 20
Yeah,
foot deep.
probably 18, 20.
Wow.
So we stayed on the waterfront, and right up around the road from it. I wish I could remember the name of the cemetery, but was actually talking to one of the tour guides, and he was the one that was saying in those days that's how they did it, because as Jason had pointed out, the amount of land that the churches had was limited by what the church owned. So to enable to put people in there that were members of the church, that's one of the other things in Ireland and those areas, to be buried in a church graveyard, you had to be an upstanding member of that church. If you were common folk, then you got married. You got buried. The two kind of go together, but I don't want to spoil it for Jeremiah.
It's the same thing, isn't it? Once you get married,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a death sentence.
But that was something I found really interesting visiting that I had not known and hadn't really thought about it in years until you guys brought it up tonight. So I'd throw that in as a little color for you. Also, if you don't mind changing subjects a few degrees, I want to go back to a discussion we had a 3 weeks ago on conspiracy theories.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Of course.
Bring it on.
Well, here's the basic thing. And I love a good conspiracy theory as much as the next person. And the reason is because it makes you think.
Right.
The problem with conspiracy theories is when you start believing all conspiracy theories and totally disregarding the science to go with it, just because it's not the one that you happen to choose. That's where you get into trouble. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
So, and also, Jason, I wanted to correct myself something. I had actually posted something on your website. I misused the term when we were talking about the JFK assassination. I called Lee Harvey a sniper.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
true.
yeah, he's a marksman, wasn't he?
The United States, the term sniper was so disgusting to most everybody in the United States that the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, everybody totally did away with their sniper programs. When a person went through, if they went to advanced training, then they went into marksmanship training and that stuff. In 1968, we were getting our ass kicked over in the rice paddies, and the Marine Corps were the first to reestablish a recognized sniper program that continues to this day. But in the 60s, when Kennedy was killed, there was no such sniper programs in the military, and I just wanted to get that fact back out that I used the wrong term, and I apologize for that.
That's all right. I mean, everybody, they still call it the sniper's nest, up there.
Right.
I mean, that's what the media calls it up there for the
I mean, down
book,
in Dallas.
down in Dallas
Right.
for the book depository building. They still call it the sniper's nest. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
You're probably one of the only people that actually would have ever known the difference, Carl.
Yeah.
That you could have not ever said anything, and none of us would have ever known the difference.
Well, I know we were having some audio troubles that night, and I wasn't able to interact with you guys, kind of like we are tonight. And I knew it took the discussion in a way, and I'm like, and that bothered me. That I side railed a discussion that was a good discussion, because there's still a lot of things about that. But now I'm going to throw out my conspiracy theory on what actually happened.
Oh, here we go.
Who shot the kill shot that killed Kennedy?
Okay.
And actually, I believe Kennedy was actually shot. The fatal shot was an accidental shot by the FBI agent that was crawling up the backside of the car. Because if you watch the videos, especially the Tibbet videos, you see that the guy's carrying a MAC-10 Ingram, and he comes up over, and he's leading with his submachine gun. And the MAC-10, which was a 9mm handgun, was notorious for having a hair trigger,
Yeah,
and
just
if
touching.
you banged them, they would fire without pulling the trigger. So that's the one that I kind of roll with right now.
So do you think it was accidentally Carl done, or do you think it was intentional?
Yes, no, I don't think it was an assassination
Right.
by him.
Right.
I think we always in the shooting industry we say keep the booger hood off the bang switch until you know what you want to hit.
Right.
And it's hard to tell from his, but it appears that he has his hand around the grip, and to me it looks like he's got his finger on the trigger.
are you talking about
No.
the Secret Service that was climbing on the back of the car?
There was one of them, yeah. that
Leading
jumped on.
up to
not their personal
because
one.
he was the one that was going for Jackie, because it was Jackie's
Right.
security.
Right.
Correct.
Is that the one
Correct.
you're talking about?
No, there's another guy that
That
had a
is
machine gun.
that is exactly the one I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
That's who he's talking about.
Because
And you can see the Ingram come across the trunk of the car,
right.
and he's reaching with his other hand. So he's trying to push Jackie back in with his left hand. His right hand is still cradling this weapon. But if you look at the way the weapon is and where the relationship is, the weapon is canting to about where Kennedy is slumping. So it's an interesting theory. I don't know that we'd ever be able to prove it because organizations like that might take care of things internally, but they're not going to admit it mistakes, and not to us anyway. You know,
Because I wonder if that was the fourth shot that people claim they heard, and why they were smelling gunfire or gun smoke
So close.
so
close.
close and on the ground level.
Right.
and
I
on
wonder.
top of that, that gun has a suppressor on it, so all you would hear would be just a little bit louder than a pop. It would not sound like a full blown shot.
Right.
So it's something that's been bandied about in some of the other groups that I'm in. That actually a retired colonel from the Army was the first one that, and I'm like, yeah, you know. But having watched it, I'm like, you know, he's got a possible. You know, you're not going to see a muzzle flash. You're not going to see a puff of smoke, and the quality of the recording, you know. But
Right. Well,
it's just something else that I wanted to get out that night that it just wasn't working out for us. So
Leo's got something for you here.
you know,
hey,
it's,
Carl.
yes, sir.
It's Leo. Hey, his name is Clint Hill, by the way. He was Jackie Kennedy's personal Secret Service. He went everywhere she went, basically, and he was assigned to her, not so much JFK, but to Jackie himself, or herself, excuse me. The thing is that was really weird is, here's a couple of things that he has come out and said, and he maintains. He says he, without a doubt, the shot came from behind that killed. That's why he thinks Lee Harvey Oswald is the one that actually fired the shots, because of whether he doesn't know if he did or not. He's just assuming from the 6th floor, you know, that's where they came from. They came from behind. And also, too, the thing that really struck me was odd is he said it himself. He said that for whatever reason, they were told, they were given orders to not be by the car, on the car, near the car. Usually they said no matter where they went, he would always be on the boards, you know, like on the, what do you call it? The
Running boards?
running boards, there you go.
Running boards,
Everywhere
yep.
they went, that was protocol, but for whatever reason, this particular day, they were told absolutely not to be on those.
Right, to back off. Yeah.
Well, and there are a number of things that happened that day.
Sure. That were not normal.
Weren't protocol.
Right.
So now it's just like originally the car that they were supposed to use actually had a bubble top on it.
Right. They took that off, right.
They had to take that off, and they also installed the booster seats in the back to raise him and Jackie up so that they were actually up higher than Connolly and all the ones in front. And when was that decision made? And you know, having worked in the belly of the beast, it's like, yeah, there's some people out there that wouldn't hesitate to, if you're not doing what they want them to do, they're not a bit bashful about putting you in the ground. So I still lean towards the mafia being involved, that it was a mafia Russian connection that Oswald had brought in. You know, it's how did they know the route so quickly? How did they know to have him set up there? Were there shooters in other positions in case they changed the routes?
Right.
That's the tactical side, saying, okay, we're going to have multiple plans instead of just one crazy guy.
Yeah.
You know, and something else they taught me at advanced training is don't give crazy people too much credit, and don't try and think like them, because you'll drive yourself crazy trying to think like them. So explains part of why I am the way I am, right? So, but gosh, it seems like I had something else I wanted to talk about. But, you know, just once again, guys, I really that's what it was. That's
There it
one
is.
back to an earlier conversation that you guys were having earlier today about not unqualified. Let's just say it that way. Just inexperienced teams that if they go in and they do certain things, they can actually make the situation worse. And that was one of my concerns when I first heard that you guys were coming out to go through the building. I'm like, okay, you know, are they the Hollywood phonies? Are they, you know, and I think I even said this to you, Leo, and probably you, Jason. Whatever you do, don't piss them off. I already get along with them.
Right.
and I think that's why they don't come around quite as much anymore. Is that like they know me, so consequently, unless something drastic is going on in the building, they're like, yeah, that's just Carl. We can talk to him anytime, you know. Now, when
Right.
you got, because if I walk through the building and I go, now guys, this weekend the paranormal group's coming. Little things start happening around the place, you know, and it's just little stuff. It could be coincidence, power suggestion. But the other day I was working down in the basement, and I took a brand new full cup of coffee with me down in the basement. And I set it, and it's an area that you guys don't normally go into. It's back where I've got all the big air handler units and all of this stuff. And I set my cup of coffee down, and I got my tools, and I'm working on this air handler, and I go to get my coffee cup, and it's gone. It is physically gone. And I'm like, now, dadgummit, it was right there. Of course, I'm thinking, okay, I must have turned around and did this and that and the other. I searched the whole area in around where I was working. No coffee cup. And this coffee cup is bright yellow, okay? It's not going to just blend in, you know?
Right.
And finally, I had to go upstairs and get another tool, and I said, all right, you son of a gun, bring my damn coffee cup back. Walked upstairs, turned around, came back down with the tool that I went upstairs to get, and my coffee cup was sitting right beside my meter.
Wow.
Right beside my meter. And I'm like, well, thank you guys for bringing that back, you know. So they're still around, and they're still playful. And I swear I can hear them giggling.
You're talking about the area back where that serviceman had had something happen that he won't talk about, right?
Do what now?
So you're talking back in that area where the guy that came in and did some work had a paranormal experience of some sort?
Yes.
And they won't talk about it to this day? Okay.
He will not set foot in that basement, and he'll go down the elevator and point, but he will not physically leave the elevator.
Oh man, I wish he would tell us one of these days, or tell you what happened, but we'll never get it out of him probably.
No. In fact, the matter is he's moved away from Dodge City, so
Wow.
I'm not even sure where he is now. But I think he's down in Oklahoma, Texas area. But
Gotcha.
I always wanted to try and run into him again, and I won't say his name out of respect for him.
Of course not.
But you know, and you've all heard my stories, so I won't repeat them. But I do have a question. Where's Rothy tonight?
We fired him.
Yeah.
You fired him and kept the house,
Yeah.
right?
That's right. Absolutely.
No, he's doing family stuff tonight.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
And guys, I've taken up enough of your time. You guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I look forward to you guys being out here. It's 26th or 29th of January.
26. Yeah, on the 26th, Saturday the 26th.
Friday?
Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday the
Saturday,
26th.
Okay. Well, okay, guys. Well, once again, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah,
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, you know,
Kwanzaa.
Same
please
to,
on my dog and all of that.
same to you, Carl. Good talking to you.
All right, guys. Bye.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
No, I was going to say something. I forgot what it was too about the whole JFK thing. I don't remember what I was going to say. You made me think about something else, but no, we always talking about some of the orders that were given that day. One of them was the whole parade route was changed that day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Which is-
how would Oswald know that it was going to turn in that direction
Right.
to perfectly line him up?
Exactly. Yeah.
There,
Well, that's
that
part
doesn't
of-
make any sense whatsoever.
Part
Unless
of
you
the
have
whole
inside.
big point and part that whole perspective is, if they hadn't changed the route, he wouldn't have had a shot.
No, he would have kept on going the opposite direction, or either straight or turned off.
Right.
But this led him straight. I mean, straight into a section where they could do a cross shoot.
Right. It's a
You
turkey,
know,
turkey shoot,
if
basically.
he couldn't do it, then somebody else probably could,
Right.
Or did. Yeah.
or did,
Yeah.
Right.
and it led it straight off to the highway to the hospital.
Yeah. No, but like, I was talking about the Secret Serviceman that jumped on the car. That was Jackie's personal one. He has a couple of books out there that are pretty interesting, and I haven't had a chance to read all the way through. But yeah,
Cool.
he's one of them that maintained his day. It was one shooter, 3 shots. He said it himself. He's like, people
But
say,
if-
"Well, how are you so sure?" He's like, "I was there."
Well,
But,
I know.
But you know, if Carl's theory was right, which it could be, because you
Yeah.
don't have to bump a Mac-10 very hard to make it go off.
Right.
Right.
He would. He's not going to admit that. He's
He-
going
Well,
to.
no, of
and-
course
He's going
not.
to do things like write a book
Yeah.
and talk about how it was this and,
And
that. You know?
everybody with him was going to, back him up. Maybe that
Right.
is another reason why
Right.
the Secret Service at the hospital was so demanding about that they are taking the body.
Right.
It's not going to be left for the police here.
Right.
Right.
You're taking the body. You get out, and there's an altercation almost with the main military medical director, whoever was there, and the Secret Service pushing the doctor and everybody else out of the way. Like, no, we're taking him.
Mhm.
Because by law, it happened there, so it stays
Right.
there as a murder.
Right. Right.
So, by law, but yeah, that's an interesting take. I haven't heard about possibly him being the one who did it,
Right.
but I mean, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
It is quite the possibility of that. So, but anyway,
It's another way to look at it.
but yeah. So, anyway, what else you guys got? We got about 9 minutes left.
I don't know. I threw all my useful knowledge out there. I didn't even think it was useful.
Your 5 minutes of glory is over, huh?
Oh man, how sweet it was.
We still need to get together and watch that video of the Oswald, trying to track his down.
Yeah,
everything
right,
down with
right.
him and
If it's still
everything,
out
so-
there.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find
Well, I mean,
that.
when
Yeah,
you guys
we-
watch, maybe gone now.
yeah. Well,
Unless he saved it or something.
I'm sure. I think
Yeah.
he's already saved it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I forgot to watch it myself actually, and I wish I would have. But since it's a new month, I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
yeah,
And
it's
land.
it's fascinating things. I know people probably think it's like beaten to death with the ideas and stuff like that, but for me, I want to find out. It's just like when I go someplace for paranormal activity, I want to find out what is actually happening.
for sure,
I don't want to take
Right.
one person's word for it and say it's done. I want
Right. Yeah.
to pick it apart as much as I can, and that's why I like going and helping people at their homes, because I like to figure out, is there something really there, or is it you, or is it something
Right.
somebody's screwing with you or something? We don't know. That's why we go in there to investigate,
Right.
basically, to
Yeah.
figure it out, and not just go in for the pure fun of like, oh, did you hear that? Oh, did you hear that?
right.
So I don't know. I like the intrigue of a mystery, so that's why I like it.
There's a lot of times you'll be going somewhere maybe and you've read a history on it, or you've talked to people that have been there, and so you get this notion of what it might
Yeah.
be like, and then it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
at
yeah.
all when you get there.
Oh,
I mean, unless it's a famous location that we go to, I
Well,
usually
no,
don't.
I
I don't.
mean-
No, I'm saying I usually don't do the pre-research on it for that reason alone. I'll do the research after the fact because
Yeah.
I want to know, okay, what exactly, if we experienced this male there that shouldn't have been an all-girl school, we'll say, or something, why is this male there?
Right.
Or something, to
Right.
that effect.
I mean, I went to
Yeah.
a famous place up in Atchison, and it's definitely an awesome place. There's plenty going on, but it's not what a lot of people think it is.
right.
Right.
You know, I knew all about that place when I went there, but I just went in there open just to see
Yeah.
what was. And yeah, it's awesome. It really is. I'd love to do an overnight there,
I
but
would too.
it's not what
Well-
everybody else thinks it is.
Right. And maybe it's just changed over time.
It could have.
Well, that's what we found out here
there's
locally.
certain people
It's
you know
changed.
that were there aren't
Which
there
spot?
now, and
The one we go to a lot.
No, yeah.
I mean, that's changed over the years since we've been there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's something we've done or something that's just naturally occurred, but I mean, it has. I can tell you, a matter of fact, it's changed quite a bit. Now, some of the same characters are still there, but some of the new ones have shown up, and maybe they're just passing through that day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But yeah. Okay. All right. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
you know, go ahead, keep going.
I'm listening to both of you, for God's sake, you know?
Why
No,
for
just
God's
kidding.
sake, why can't it be? I'm kidding. No, like I said,
Yeah.
we always try to go everywhere we go open-minded.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll listen to the claims of the client, what's going on. Because,
Right.
I'm going to try to either prove or disprove, not necessarily disprove, but just try to recreate that or experience what they experienced.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
like Carl said, well, he mentioned it's not, sorry to cut you off,
No,
but like
no.
Carl said tonight, it's an area we don't go into normally, but I do take people in there.
Right.
The reason I
I've
don't
been
go
in
in
there
there
too,
is
yeah.
because it has a high amount of EMF in this particular area. Plus, it's just so loud in there with all the machines running. It's
Right,
something that has to
right.
stay on. It can't be turned off, and it's unbearable to be in there. But yeah, if there's, I always go there for the fact that this guy that came in and did some work in there had this random experience in there that he won't tell Carl. He ran out of the building that day, and as Carl said, basically you'll go to the top and just point, and that's it. He went
Right.
downstairs, and now he's. I'm not saying that's why he moved out of state, but it's just
Right.
the fact that
Right.
we may never find the answer to that.
I'm pretty sure probably the same guy showed himself to him that showed himself to me the first time I went down there with Jeremiah.
Could be, yeah.
All I was doing was stringing.
I never will forget
I
that.
know.
That was awesome.
All I
Yeah.
was doing was stringing cable, and he was standing right there looking at me. So
Yeah.
I
Probably
thought,
thinking, who the hell is
I
this?
just thought it was
you know?
you until I realized you were behind me. I mean, it just.
Yeah.
And
I'm guessing it was something along those lines because I was there for that kind of thing, so I thought it was pretty awesome. But
I
that dude was just there
came
to
around
work
the-
on things.
I never will forget that. I came around the corner and you saw me, and the look on your face was just instantly, it just instantly changed. Like,
I thought I was already looking at you.
you were, what the hell just happened?
Right.
See,
Of course, we
we've
had
been
no
there.
equipment or nothing. We were just stringing cable, getting set up.
We've been
Yeah.
there, what, 15,
I
20
can't- I have
times?
no idea. So
And,
many
and not
times.
once have I seen anything down there at all.
But
Ever.
are you looking though? Actively looking, other than when you investigate?
But besides me and my brain that won't shut off.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, no.
yeah. No,
I
it's-
know.
But then there's other places of it with me. Like everybody always has experiences on the stairway, and I have yet to have any experience.
It's
on the
changed a
stairway.
lot, honestly, because of the way they've done some. I
Right,
think some
yeah.
upstairs they've kind of.
But I mean, I've
remodeled.
had zero, nothing.
Yeah, in
at
the
all.
beginning it was a.
And I'm not
the
like they
hotspot.
said. I know there's stuff that happens
Yeah.
over there. Just every time I'm there, nothing. But yeah, the
Yeah.
first time I go in the basement, Walter shows himself to me. So
I've never actually had anything happen on the stairway,
Right.
except one time I was sitting up there. Well, it was that last year, almost a year ago up there. I was sitting on the what? Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I was sitting on the stairs trying to talk to the little girl, and I hear, back behind the stairs on the other side of that doorway where all the dressing rooms are. It's I thought, we were on a break at the time, and I thought you guys had sent up another rotation of people because I heard doors opening and closing. I heard people talking. It sounded like people walking back in that hallway.
Yep.
I thought, oh shit, I better go find out where the hell I'm supposed to be. So I jumped up and I ran downstairs, and everyone was still in the dining room down there, or the lobby, whatever, that
Yeah.
big room. Yeah, but
Yeah.
who's upstairs? No one. We're all down here.
Yeah.
I think it also depends sometimes on which one of us is where, as to whatever spirits are there wants to. I mean, the theater for me there is what always goes crazy. You've seen it.
Yeah.
You've had me come in there towards the end of the night when it's
If I
kind
want,
of
if I want
bombing,
something to
and
happen, I just stick him in there. Like, Jake, go.
the theater is always crazy. I mean, that's where we got cussed at.
Yeah.
That's where we
Yeah.
had the motion sensor going crazy. It's where me and Dan physically saw lights shining out of the sound room up above when the door was locked and nobody was in there.
We were seeing shadow figure on the stage, and you said you saw a flash of light,
Right.
like up on stage, thinking it was like near me, and I wasn't even on the stage.
That will forever blow my mind because the guests saw what I saw. They're like, Jason, what are you doing up on the stage? And next thing I know, he's just standing right next to us. We're like, what the?
I was like, I never got up there.
And then I
you know.
forgot because you can't get up from there. There's no stairs. You have to go around.
I would have had to
front.
climb the stage, and at that time of the night, it was like, no, I'm not doing
But
that.
that kind of all goes around to our beginning deal where it doesn't have to be the structure because the theater's not the old part of that building.
Right.
No, the ground, everything
But-
around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the building itself is like 1898 and 99 is when it kind of was constructed and opened.
Right.
So you had a huge amount of history in Dodge City
Right.
in that section
Right.
before it actually happened. You know,
Right.
So,
Because it also was the hotel at one time. It was
yeah,
a makeshift hospital when things
The
would
tunnel.
go awry. Yeah.
got the tunnel underneath, and who knows how many dead people actually were carried down through there.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's
know?
just it's an interesting place. I mean, Dodge City is also fun just because of the history, Western, history behind it. But
It's your
and then-
hometown.
yeah.
It's awesome.
And then you go across the street and they still see Ed Masterson walking around, allegedly, which I've yet to encounter, and I never knew that until years later, which is kind of like, dang it.
Yeah.
But the whole place is just incredible. So it'll be a fun night.
Yeah.
It's coming
Yeah.
pretty quick here in
Yeah,
January.
if you're going to
so
go, you got to get your tickets because it'll sell out for
I
sure.
got people we saw online, but we saw people online already. So I got my tickets. So
Yeah,
get
yeah.
your tickets because space is limited and
Yeah.
it always
they'll,
sells out
they'll
fast.
be going.
Yeah.
Yep. So, contact the Santa Fe Depot down in Dodge City. Call them for ticket information and then the price and everything, and they'll get you on a list and you'll pay them basically. So,
It won't disappoint. I mean,
Yeah.
I always say it's like fishing. You might not catch anything, but I don't know. Man.
It really
The
is. It
Depot,
really is. Yeah.
something will happen at the Depot. I guarantee that.
I think my favorite thing was last time we were down there was in August, and we did those 3 nights, and I think it was the second night or first night. I can't remember one of those nights. The people that were in our group said they had so much fun. They were like, "Can you guys come back next weekend too?" It's like, don't let John hear you say that because he'll make us come back next weekend. No, I'm kidding. Not that we don't want to. It's just, man,
He probably would.
he would.
Probably
He would. No, it's just the fact that it's a lot. I didn't think we were gonna be able to pull those 3 nights off, and we did, man, and it was worth every penny of it. So going down there, we had such a blast.
I was dragging, almost had to carry me out to the car, but yeah,
Right,
we
same
did
here.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we had all these day plans to go out and explore. I'm like, Jason, you want to do anything?
Sleep
No.
it.
Do you want to do anything? No, not really. Okay, good.
We planned on playing golf one morning.
Yeah, we didn't even get nowhere. We were like, I'm sleeping
Slept in.
dude. I needed it, yeah. So, go ahead.
I will not be here next weekend.
Okay.
I
So
might not be either.
I've got family
Me
plans.
too.
Yeah, we were supposed
I've
to,
got-
do a Christmas thing next weekend. I'm trying to
Yeah.
So,
Might just be me and Roth. That could be
Hey,
interesting.
that could be very. And Dan.
I would love to see.
Oh, yeah, and Dan.
I would
Dan.
love to see Rhodes to sit here on Frozen like, guys.
Trying to talk. Crickets.
I'm just giving Rhodes crap. He can talk.
Oh, yeah,
He
he's
may
good
not be
talking,
accurate, but he can talk.
For sure.
Now we never know when Michelle's gonna pop in. you
Right,
know,
right.
So
So, yeah, if I can make it, I'll be here. We'll let you know plenty of time.
All right.
And people at home and stuff. Well, I'm sure we'll have a show though. So if everything goes
Oh yeah.
according to plan. So
Now, what about
We'll throw
Christmas
something together.
weekend? We gonna- What about Christmas weekend? No?
I
Yes,
probably won't be
no?
able to do that because I won't be here probably.
I mean, if you're available, I can do it. It don't matter.
Unless I get
I had-
Christmas weekend.
Well, this
I
is
mean,
not
so-
I don't have kids on Christmas this year, but
I didn't know he was
I
pregnant.
haven't even looked that far
He
ahead.
looks pretty good for a pregnant dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can figure it out. Behind
Yeah.
the scenes, we'll figure that out.
Are you talking about like the weekend before?
Yeah, yeah.
Be 23rd.
23rd?
Yep.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
It's hard to believe that's just 2 weeks away, man. Holy
Wow,
shit.
it is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So next week is the 15th and then 23rd, I think.
Our freaking month break that we get, it's almost over
I
already.
know.
Yep.
January's right around the corner. We're kicking off on the 12th
Yep.
with our
yeah.
first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kenya
that's right.
Depot
Yeah.
is where it's at. If you've ever wanted to come to one,
Yeah.
that is an excellent place to start.
Damn.
The
It's like one of my
12th.
favorite places.
That's private.
Private investigation.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
26th is the public one. So we got 2 in January, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just the kickoff of things.
So
to
far.
start. Yeah.
And
There's things
Okay.
lined up. Things are behind the scenes trying to get lined up. We're still
Yeah,
working
we've
on.
got like a lot of things like I think in the works,
Yep. we
and
just gotta schedule
almost-
accordingly.
and I think like the one in Anyway, I won't talk anymore about the stuff here in town. So.
No, but thank you guys for joining us this evening. Once again, this is Cryptic Heartland. You know what to do. Like, subscribe to the page, to the channel.
Call in and don't be a wimp.
yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
You know, there's a phone number down there for a reason. If
Right,
you don't like
right.
something, call in and say
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
You know.
But no, and make sure you get notifications because we're gonna go live randomly here because we have some stuff that we want to try. I thought about doing tonight, but I know Roth wants to be a part of it too, so we'll probably wait until he gets back. So,
Since it's his location, you know.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
So, but we got some special things coming up and some special topics. Like Jason said, don't be afraid to call in. I think even Jake, well, about called you Frank.
Either way.
He even mentioned, somebody said something earlier about emailing us, letting us know what we want to talk about, topic wise or whatever. Otherwise, we just go with it, man. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yep.
But
All right. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
All right.
yep.
All right.
All right.
Right.
That's it,
You guys have a
you
good
guys see
week.
you next week. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Can't beat me. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Have a good week,
All right.
and we will see you next time around.
All right.
Night,
Right.
guys.